Hello, everyone, and welcome to Conversations with Cheryl Weston. And my special guest today will be with Ken Winston, who we have coming on to the program very shortly. And we have him coming on to our program very shortly. So we will get started and move forth with this. And I think we've got Ken. Hi, Ken. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. Good to see you.
Good.
Yeah,
Always good to see you.
thanks. That's
coming,
so,
you're
so
coming through clear.
we're good. We're good.
Yeah, we wanted to today we wanted to bring Ken on because of a petition that has been set forth by the Nebraska Interfaith Power and Light Coalition. And just to give our audience a little background, the coalition, and you can correct me if I come up wrong, I'm just going by the information I researched on you. But the coalition's mission is to facilitate the faith community's response to changing climate through community programs, education, and advocacy. And did I get that right, Ken?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Nebraska Interfaith Power and Light. We're part of we're a state affiliate of a national organization that works on these issues, and yes, you said it exactly right. I guess to put it more simply, we try to bring faith and spiritual messages to things related to caring for the earth and caring for our neighbors and our brothers and sisters. So,
Great. And one of the things that I noticed on here is it's represented by every type of religion, Presbyterian, Episcopalian, Methodist, Catholic, United Church of Christ, Seventh-day Adventist, Reformed Jews, Quakers, the whole gamut, and as well as spiritual but not religious. And I think we need to get that in because we're kind of in this mode. It's got to be one or the other. It's spiritual or it's religious. And really it's not. It's all working towards one specific point of being able to, if we believe, is helping those who are unable to help themselves, or the poor or the uneducated, and you're advocating for those things. One of the things that you're doing particular now, which we're going to talk about, is the petition that I'm not going to say against, but what you're trying to put forth to OPPD, Omaha Public Power District, is to get them to be more involved with environmental justice. And with all of this money that they're spending to promote their new generation, your coalition has looked at, hey, why not look at a different way to do this? So, Ken, I'm going to open it and let you, as the executive director of the coalition, explain exactly the purpose of the petition and what it's all about.
sure. First of all, thank you, Cheryl, for providing me with this opportunity to be here this morning with you, and I really appreciate this opportunity to have this conversation. The idea of the petition was the fact that OPPD is proposing to spend approximately $2 billion to build new generation facilities. That's a lot of money, and there's been very little discussion about it. And so we said, well, that's going to have an impact on all ratepayers, but a particularly negative impact on lower income ratepayers. And the fact that the North Omaha community in particular has a high number of people who are considered to have a negative energy burden, which means they spend a high percentage of their income paying
Correct.
the utility bills. And
Correct.
so we said, okay, if you're going to be spending $2 billion on this,
Mm-hmm.
make an investment in the neighborhoods that need it the most, in and particularly North and South Omaha, with a particular focus on North Omaha because of the fact that it's had the North Omaha coal plant for the last 60 years, well, 65
Right.
years or so.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all the negative health impacts from the
Correct.
fact that there's been coal burning in the neighborhood. There's other negative environmental impacts. And we thought, how about doing something that would, invest in programs to help people reduce their energy bills. I mean, to provide more insulation, better heating and cooling systems for people. That this would help create jobs in the neighborhood, which could also, there's higher unemployment, as you know, in
Mm-hmm.
that area. So let's provide some economic opportunities. And it would also reduce greenhouse gas emissions, which is one of the goals that OPPD has stated. So we think of this as being a win for everybody, that it would, if they would decide to even if they just devote a small percentage of this money in the North Omaha community, that would be a huge investment in showing that OPPD really wants to try and redress some of the wrongs that have happened over the last few generations. So we think it's an opportunity, and so we put together this petition. I've sent it out. You can find it on. Well, I think it's available on NebraskaIPL.org. But
It kind of is and kind of isn't. If you got to know what you're looking for. Hopefully by the end of the day or within a short period of time here, because I do want to note to the audience, we'd really like to get you to sign on to the petition so that it can be presented to the board on Thursday, which is June 15th. And they're going to be having their board meeting. So you'd like to, there's a possibility that they could say, okay, well, let's hold this over till August, but I don't really think so, because they've been pushing this so much. I can't see that happening, but hey, I don't have the future eyes, so I don't know. But the point still is you'd really like to get this petition to the board by Thursday's meeting. And one of the other things, and I think it had enough significance put to it, in this new generation that they're pushing, there's a potential rate increase and over 10%. And we know if they say over 10% over the next 3 years, I always say double that. It's going to be 20% increase over the next 3 years. And so this is another reason why this would be very important for OPPD to step up to the plate and use some of this to help people. What are they doing? Because it's not mentioned in that new generation.
Exactly. And that's a very important point. The fact that they're saying, well, it would be approximately 10% increase just for the new generation, but that doesn't include anything else that they might have a rate increase for. So you can almost bet there will be a rate increase because we've been experiencing inflation. And so let's say everything costs more, so we have to increase our rates. And of course, that has a negative impact on people who are already paying a high percentage of their income to pay energy bills. And so, yes, the rate increase is a major concern. And so, yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Cheryl.
And there is, the other thing, because we've been involved in the North Omaha Ad Hoc Committee, is OPPD. You don't have to take all the money coming out of this that you're putting in, is because there is money in government programs that if OPPD, who has an full-time grant writer, if they would go after that, some of that money in the IRA, there's money that would help to take and offset that, so they keep all their big bucks that they're spending on this. They get to keep us if they would just go after some of this money that is designed to help the low income or environmental injustice areas. There's money out there, and it would help to be able to support that rate increase. Because if you look at what they put out there, there's slides, and you can go to the OPPD website, and this new generation really is supposedly, as it's put out there, and if they want to correct me, please do let me know. They know where to find me. Is that it's primarily going to serve commercial and industrial development, especially
Absolutely.
these large data centers that are coming to Omaha or to the OPPD servicing area, such as Google. And we know it's already here. And I believe, I think it was PayPal who closed out their Papillion area and is moving it further inward. So, it's these commercial industrial development, they're already going to get a benefit. There are already ways for them to get ways to offset their cost. So, why not give it to the people? And, they, in some of the meetings we've had, they talk about what they're trying to do to help the everyday residential client. Well, we have to absorb this cost, as well as we all know those big corporations all have ways to get around it. So I just wanted to throw that in, is because this is how important this petition is at least to let the voice be heard. I tell people when I'm talking with them is we can talk among ourselves, but we need to let it get out to others. We need to let it get out to the public. I like what this is doing. Your small organization, but you're trying to reach out to all. And I think it's really important.
Absolutely. You made several very important points there, Cheryl. Mm-hmm. First of all, the OPPD has the ability to, in addition to having full-time grant writers, they also have a publicity machine. I mean, they have people who are on staff specifically to do outreach. I mean, that's their full-time job. And I mean, unlike you and me, where we just, that we try and do outreaches as we can, but we don't have
what little we have.
Exactly. We don't have big $1 million budgets or multi-million-dollar budgets to do outreach to people. So they could do outreach about these.
Right.
And there all are these federal programs. So they could plus they have a grant writer. They could seek grants they wouldn't have to use ratepayer money to do a bunch of this stuff. And so they could also help connect people to these programs because of the fact they've got the outreach programs. And then the other point about most of the new generation being needed for things like data centers, absolutely. The companies like Google and Facebook that are tremendously profitable, and yet they get a special rate in order to locate here. And so the profitability of big corporations and billionaire investors shouldn't be borne on the backs of lower and moderate income people. So that's another part of our message is, and if the other thing is, there's also the potential of, they could create community solar projects and things like that, and help people have solar on their own homes, and help as other means of reducing their energy bills. And there's federal money to help make that happen. So yeah, there's really some opportunities here. I guess that's one of the things we'd like to encourage OPPD to look at this as being an opportunity to build positive relationships with the community, to provide some economic development to an area that has great need of economic development, and to to and to do some good things for the environment and just to do the right thing, period. I mean,
That's, I think it's just to do the right thing. I think of what this could do, as you said, economic. Look at the opportunity, OPPD, that you have here is to help a community to have that economic opportunity is by helping entrepreneurs become more involved in the solar energy. How to help maybe some kind of relationship with some of the existing solar companies is to work with young people or even older people who want to be working that hard are into that area,
sure.
But to help them to say, okay, you can start your company, a solar company, and add on to this because it is going to come. And then also they have programs out there that help landlords, is because, in this area, there's right now anyway, they're trying to get all the developers who are coming in, and I'm not going to get off on that because I could do a long time on that part. But the point is, right now, there are a lot of properties in the North Omaha area and some South Omaha. Those are rental properties. And these are programs, there are programs that could come in to assist the landlord because, like you said earlier, people who rent, they're renting in homes that are not energy efficient. Therefore, they're spending a lot of money on energy, on utilities. And that's, these types of programs would help immensely if something could be done to assist them in education and providing those resources.
Yes, and while you're talking about, sometimes there's concerns if you have a program that helps landlords that the landlord will jack up the rent, but there's ways of putting in provisions that will help the landlord, but also requires the landlord as a condition of accepting the funding for the energy efficiency improvements to maintain a level rent, to not increase the rent.
Right.
So there's ways of doing it so that you can protect the both the landlord and the tenant in this process, and improve the neighborhood, improve the housing stock, and plus, if somebody's got if their home is better insulated, if they've got a better heating and cooling system, then that's going to mean that there's going to be less infiltration of contaminated outside air. You can have better filtration systems. There's lots of things that could be beneficial by the very kinds of programs that you're talking about. One other thing I also wanted to mention is that Senator McKinney and Senator Wayne have been instrumental in getting some funding that's supposed to go to North and South Omaha. There's another opportunity where OPPD is working with other agencies and other community leaders to really take advantage of those funds as well. So there's opportunities here, and I guess, I mean, some of what we're saying is we're unhappy with OPPD, but we're also saying, hey, here's some opportunities. Here's a way to do the right thing. So thanks for putting the petition on the screen. I was like, whoops, I thought we were going to disappear there for a second.
No, I was trying to get it. I'm still working on improving my technology skills with this program, but I'm going to work at it. I'm going to get really, really sharp and proficient. It'll be one of these days I'm going to learn. I'll have just a smooth. But until then, and I say the most important part is to get this information up there, and so people can go to the website there to sign up, because this is important. And folks, I want you to know, you do not have to be a North Omaha resident. This is an issue that affects, and we talk about it's not just one North Omaha or South Omaha or West Omaha, it's Omaha. So if we are, and as we like to all claim to be this conscientious Christian, whatever term you want to use, it should be about all. So it doesn't make any difference what area you live in. This is something that can help others. It helps your neighbor. May not be your direct neighbor right next door to you, but it's helping your neighbor. It's also helping if you are an employee, it's helping your employees because they are in situations where many of them are paying high utility bills. This makes it hard on them. And when you have things like this on your shoulders, it's hard to come to work and be really truly productive. It's easy to say shut your mind out or leave those things on the outside, but it's very hard to do when you're in these type of situations. So folks, please go to their website. As I said, we need to have people to sign up. We need to get out there to OPPD and let them know. Also, we will have, hopefully, OPPD is supposed to be having some coffee sessions with the president and CEO Javier, which I found kind of laughable in one hand is that, oh, how come this didn't get put out to the areas that really need to know about this? Because, one thing that I've found out over my years is when they don't get participation, they say, oh, well, we did this and no one showed up or very little or whatever. But we're going to try to make sure we get this word out. And again, I just want to stress, please go to the website, sign on to the petition and get it out there. I mean, the more names that we have, as they say, the squeaky wheel gets oiled. So we want to just squeak, 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 the OPPD. And I'm just going to end. Is there any other comments that you would like to express, Ken? I'll give you the closing remarks.
Well, once again, thank you so much, Cheryl, for having me on this morning, and I hope this gets circulated to a lot of folks. One other thing that Cheryl and I talked about this yesterday briefly, but I believe that we've changed the petition so that your name doesn't show up, so that you're so if you're concerned about having everybody see your name, it won't show up on the petition going forward. So, and one other thing, sorry.
No, go ahead. You've got the floor.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We don't have much of a presence. Nebraska Interfaith Power and Light doesn't have much of a presence in North Omaha. So if anyone in the North Omaha area would like to participate with us, if you want to provide us with an invitation to come to an event or to set up an event in North Omaha or to join our organization or just have more questions, please get in touch with me. My name's Ken Winston. You can send me, well, Cheryl's got my email address and my phone number. So if you want to get in touch with Cheryl and have her pass on the information, we'd love to work with more people in North Omaha, and we'd love to support your efforts and to help however we can in helping people of North Omaha address some of the environmental justice concerns that they have. So thank you.
And I will get that onto the website. Here is I'll send a special out with the information for Ken's phone number and the organization's website as well. And thank you for pointing that out, because I know there were some people that I've talked to who would probably sign on, but they did not want to have their name posted. And yes, it has been corrected, Ken. I checked it out this morning, and it clearly says will not post to website. So your name, your information will not post to the petition on the website, but your name will be reflected as a vote on the petition. So
Yes.
that has been corrected. So you can remain anonymous. The point is we just have to get out to this information. I'm definitely sending out to all the media. You know, the media and I, we do not have this love relationship, is because to me, everything that's negative, they jump on it and they want to interview. But when this is something positive and help, particularly in North Omaha, there is that reluctance. So I'm pushing this out. I'm calling them out, you know, all of our local media. Hey, why aren't you out there pushing for this, for the citizens, like I said, of Omaha, Nebraska? So again, and I thank you. I know we had to get this on a short speed, but we accomplished it, Ken. I
You
really
did.
truly
Well,
believe where there's a will, there is a way. And we were able to get this done, and you were able to get the website fixed so people can feel safe in getting out and signing up. And I would love if you can come back and report to us like you had 1,000 names, would be fantastic. But anyway, we will have you come back on to just kind of give us, you know, I like to have a follow-up, a follow-through
yes.
on things. So, and then we're going to keep on, and we're going to also try to put it out there is maybe we can work together, Ken. Sometimes it just takes one or two, is to try to bring something together for other churches and organizations to become involved with the coalition, the Nebraska Interfaith Power and Light Coalition. So we're, you know, as I say, I truly do believe, because it's been so much in my life, is where there is a will, there is a way, and we just have to keep going, plugging away. So again, thank you so much. And we will be following up with Ken. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you once again. Take care.